Now, on this episode of A Prepper's Life. This was one of those projects that I was just not looking forward to doing. I had never stuck tile to a wall before, and I just didn't know how it was going to react or how hard it would be to keep it up in place and keep it lined up properly. Time to put up some backsplash. So the night before, my neighbors decided to have a party, and this is not a new thing. They tend to do it all the time. Keeps us awake. And we've even asked them to tone it down. We've even gone out in the middle of the night and yelled over the fence, "Please turn down the music, we're trying to sleep." They just don't care. So this time I thought, you know what? If they're up all night partying, they're going to be trying to sleep real early in the morning. So I decided, well, I'm going to have my own early morning party. So it was time to pull out the rototiller, the generator, the lawnmower, the chainsaw, and the truck stereo, and whatever else I could think of, and see if they were working all at once. Too bad if it just happened to be right next to the neighbor's bedroom window. Alright, so the morning has finally started, and it is time for me to start working on the backsplash on this side of the kitchen. Hopefully it won't take too long, but I'm going to take my time, make sure I get it right. And this is kind of one of the last big things to do, both sides of the kitchen for the backsplash. Once those are done, it's just little detail things, and I'm back to my stuff. The bug out land, working on setting up the greenhouse, and all the stuff I'm going to have going in the backyard here. What else? Lots of stuff coming down the pike, so just stay tuned. But for now, we're getting started on the backsplash. So what I have done is set up this table so I can stage out the tiles and stuff as I cut them and piece them and lay them in order and get them ready, so that when I go to thin set and put them up there, hopefully I can just do it in all in one swipe. I might do it in two swipes with the bottom half all the way across and then the top half. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens when I get there. Now obviously this is not as wide or as long as the back is, so I'll stage part of it on the bottom there, and then the rest I'll stage up top. But I think that'll make things a lot easier to do. So with that said, I got to pull out the stove and get things cleaned up over there so I can start doing it. Let's get to it. On the face of it, it may not look like this has anything to do with prepping, but the reality is that when you take on these kinds of projects for yourself and you don't pay someone else to do it, you're getting your own hands dirty. You're learning little skills that will help you when the time comes. If there is such a thing as an apocalypse and you survive it, and then you got to help rebuild society, well, the only things that are going to be valuable are these kinds of skills: building, crafting, making your world whole again, so to speak. Well, that stuff cuts pretty easy. That one, I just made one little score there and it popped right off. That one I went through really quick, so this stuff should cut easy. It's almost too easy, it's almost scary. A post-apocalyptic world in reality is not going to be about fighting off zombies and looting abandoned stores. It's going to be about rebuilding society. It's going to be about rebuilding community. You know, the possibility is you won't have ready electricity, ready power. You won't have a bunch of skilled artisans that can do all this stuff. People are going to have to learn how to do it themselves. And like I say, taking on these projects around the house, if that's all you have, that's one good way to learn the skills that will come in handy when they're most needed. Okay, I think I'm going to, I've got all the pieces for the edge, or for all the main pieces cut, the holes cut out for the plugs. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and thin set those all in, leaving all the small pieces out. Once that dries, I can come back and measure in all these small pieces. And once those are all cut and ready to go, I'll make some more thin set, and either I've got a smaller trowel that I can use to put some up, and into really small spaces, small pieces, I can just put some thin set on the back of it and put it in place. But I think that's going to be easier. Plus, once I get this, well, I was thinking once I get those up, I can push that stove back in and not have to bring it back out, but that's not true, because once I go to grouting, I'm going to have to pull it back out. But at least I can push it in there and use it until I put the grout in. Anyway, that's what we're going to do, but first I need to go make sure I got the right size trowel, and I need some lunch. So we'll be back at it in a few. A lot of preppers have the idea that they're going to go be a hired gun, you know, security or scavenge, and that's going to be their skill. But that's just not going to be the case, because everybody thinks they're going to be the hired gun or be the scavenger. So if you think about it, if you're not a doctor or a nurse and you find yourself in a post-apocalyptic world, the most valuable set of skills is going to be those kinds of skills that help rebuild the community. So my suggestion, learn to do stuff.